Hey guys, so I thought I'd show you guys how I do my liver detox drink. So right here, I already cut it all up. It's in a big bowl. I have in between the two bowls, I have 12 dandelions. I have 6 beets, 4 cucumbers. I have like three celeries, a bunch of carrots, and yeah, that's basically the recipe. So it's if I was doing it without filming, I would just cut up a little bit and get like equal portions to where I get a third carrot, beets, a third celery, cucumber, and a third dandelion. If I'm making it for like my girl, but if I'm making it for me, it's half dandelion, the juice, and then a quarter is beets, carrots, and another quarter is celery and cucumber. So it just depends how hard you want to go. You could add more dandelions, but it's just more bitter. So yeah, so basically I'm not really going to keep those portions today. I'm just going to juice this all up so that you guys can see how I do it till it's already pre-cut, and I'm going to juice it and just put it through the strainer. All right, let's do this. So today right now I'm currently 57 hours into my 3-day water fast, which I'll be breaking tomorrow at 6:30 with like 32 ounces of orange juice, mandarin orange juice, and like 4 tablespoons of the cleanse powder. So yeah, it's been going awesome. Generally now, because this is the 11th weekend in a row that I fast for 3 days, so it's just the first week was pretty hard, the first weekend. And then the second one was phenomenal, and it changes a little bit. I think the more, because I'm doing it consecutively I've been doing it. This is the 11th week in a row where I only eat 4 days, so I eat 4 days and I fast for 3 days, right? So I think the longer you go into it, you get a little more, you detoxify, but your body is also getting a little not enough nourishment, I guess not enough everything, so it gets a little harder. But overall, the last few times that I've done it, the third day actually I get a lot of energy, and I'm kind of working into I'm almost halfway through my third day. So I mean, it's been awesome. It's been an awesome experience, and so I mean, I don't recommend it to everybody, especially if you've never done like a water fasting, or you never even done like anything like a juice fast, or you haven't been eating raw for a while. I wouldn't recommend just anybody to jump into it. It's something that you have to slowly work your way into, and start with, incorporating more raw foods into your diet. Or if you want to go 100%, go 100% raw, whatever that may mean to you. Because I mean, some people are just like strictly fruit. Some people lean a little heavier on vegetables, and some people like myself, I do everything. I like the vegetables. I love the nuts and seeds. I love the fruit too. I try not to overdo it, even though a lot of times I do. But I'm definitely not scared of the fats, that's for sure. I like doing the fats a lot, and man, that's too big. So yeah, that's like basically like when I'm eating, my diet consists of fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. I also like doing like seaweeds and making my own sea moss, and I really find, especially with the sea moss, my hair got a lot stronger. It's definitely good for the hair. I did notice that big time. But it helped my hair get a lot stronger. And I like doing like if you're trying to get like more minerals in your diet, shilajit is really good for that. So sometimes or a lot of times, I throw that into my smoothie. I like making like smoothies with I use whether it be almond coconut yogurt or walnut coconut yogurt or some type of nut seed yogurt, and then so whatever yogurt I'm making, I pretty much mix it with the coconut meat and the coconut water, and I culturize it, and I throw probiotics in there. So those probiotics will culture the yogurts, and it turns. So basically, when you culture yogurts, you're using probiotics to help and stimulate, help you with the digestion of that food. So when you use a very proteolytic probiotic like Life Biotic from Puridyne, that's gonna, when you make it and you let it sit on the counter for 3-4 hours, depending on the temperature of where you live, how hot or how cold. The hotter it is, the hotter it cultures. The colder it is, the longer it takes to culture. So it just depends on your climate. But when you let it sit on the counter, the probiotics will multiply from billions to trillions, and they will help start the process of breaking down all those proteins into amino acids, the fats into fatty acids, and the carbs into carbohydrates. I mean, into simple sugars. And so it's a win-win. You inoculate yourself from your mouth to your, all the way through your intestinal tract and out of your anus with probiotics, and you get a much more easily digestible meal. So it's a win-win whatever way you look at it. Plus, I really like the taste of it. I've learned to love the more fermented it is, that when it has that bite to it. A lot of people don't like it like that, but I do. And then you can take those yogurts, and you can turn them into dressings, or you can use them as smoothies. You can even make ice creams with them. The possibilities are endless. You could do, macadamia nut, pine nut. You could do walnut, pistachios, pecans, Brazil nuts. I mean, there's all kinds of nuts and seeds that you can culturize, and then you can even take like sunflower seeds and you culturize the sunflower seeds, and you can use sun-ripened tomatoes and mix it up, and it tastes like beans, and throw some cumin in there, and just depending on whatever you like, you just pretty much add your spices to whatever your taste is. And if you take the time to learn how to do that and play around with it, you can make some really good food. But not only is it good taste wise, but it's highly nutritious. It's loaded with life force in it. So I'm happy that I'm pretty much done with this 11th water fast. Because I mean, by the time I go to sleep and then wake up and get ready to go to work and do my breath work and do my grounding and do the rebounding, and by the time I get to work, it'll be time to chug that orange juice with that cleanse powder from Puridyne. Take those 4 tablespoons with 24 ounces of orange juice, and let it do its thing. Why do I do that? Why do I break my fast with citrus and cleanse powder? Because citrus, for one, is very astringent. It's a bitter, and it's really good to help down, help clean basically your lymphatic system. And so, but when I mix it with the cleanse powder, because of the psyllium husk it has in there and the different herbs it has, it gets like gelatinous, I guess. What's the word that I'm trying to find? So it bulks up, and then that herbal blend is designed to attract toxins to itself. So it's gonna go through your GI tract, and it's gonna stimulate you to have bowel movement. But not only that, it's gonna attract all kinds of toxins and pull it out of your body. So whenever you're water fasting, your body's dumping all kinds of toxins. So it's a really wise move to take something, the first thing that you do to help your body eliminate as many of those toxins as you can. Because that's the key to doing a successful water fast, is that you want to get rid of as many toxins as you can. Because that's one of the main purposes of water fasting, unless you're doing it for for a spiritual reason, then I mean that's different. But if you're doing it to heal, cleanse, and regenerate every single one of your cells in your body, you wanna do something like that. And some people even like, I mean, if you have the money and you have and it's available near you, do a colonic right after you're gonna end your water fast. And some people even do it before. Some people do them before they start, during, and after. It just depends, I guess, how much results you want, and it depends too on your your basically how much money you have, you know. So that it can get kind of pricey to be doing a bunch of colonics depending on where you go. Although some places, if you do packages, the price drops a good amount. So, but I'm not doing currently colonics because there's not any near me, and I think there is one maybe possibly that's not crazy far, but then I don't like the machine that they use. So there's two types of systems. There's an open and a closed, and I forget which one is which, but one of them is way better. I really like the other one better, so that's the one that I would. So basically, the one that I recommend is the one that they just they leave you there and they tell you how to hook up to the machine, and then they just come and check on you every 15 minutes or whatever. That's the one that I found to be the best results, because the other machine is kind of, I feel like to me it seems like it puts too much pressure on you and you're not able to relax, and you're able to eliminate way better with the other machine. And anytime if you have any pretty hardcore disease, you're definitely backed up. A lot of people, even if they don't really feel like they have any diseases, most people are constipated. I learned, after getting on this lifestyle, like it's before I was eating a whole lot of animal products. I mean, like a lot, like 3, 4, 5 pounds of chicken a day, and fish and all kinds of protein powders, and I was eating way bigger volumes than I am now, and I was eliminating less. So I mean, you do the math. How the heck was I eating a lot more and eliminating less? So I was obviously constipated, and I was so unaware and so asleep that it just never dawned on me. It just never occurred to me that a lot of the conditions that I was suffering from, it wasn't normal, God designed us to be perfectly healthy, strong, and vibrant, but we develop diseases because we violate the laws of nature. We don't eat what we're supposed to do, and we don't interact with our environment. We're supposed to be grounded most of the time, and we're supposed to be breathing in clean air, and we're supposed to be, breathing properly, which most of us don't know how to breathe properly, and most of us are shallow breathers. So there's a lot of power when you learn how to ground yourself, and you do it consistently, and you're disciplined with it, and you learn how to do breathing exercises, and you learn how to use let's say like a Balacon rebounder, and you can or do hot cold therapy, and do swimming. That's really going to go a long way to stimulate your lymphatic system to process out the toxins, and for your lymphatic system to be running clean and efficient. And when you have that going on, you got lots of strength and lots of power, and you never get sick. I've had the privilege of doing training with someone that's been living this lifestyle for over 50 years. And it was crazy. It was crazy off the hook how much energy this man has. I mean, like, the guy will stay up all night training you until the sun comes up, and then some. Just depending, I guess, I don't know if it's the same with everybody, but I experienced that with him, and we would just, go and make stuff and have amazing conversations. And the guy, man, we hardly slept that week, but it was awesome. I loved every second of it, and it was just eye-opening to see how somebody that's 70 something years old has more energy than most people that I know, and the guy just keeps going and going and going and going, and he doesn't have any diseases, and he lives a simple lifestyle, just like what I'm showing you right now. He's the one that taught me how to make this very powerful liver detox drink. Well, when he was in the process of cleansing, healing, and regenerating every single one of his cells, and getting rid or putting into remission every single disease he had, he drank this. But not only did he drink this, he also drank the lemon ginger glass, and he also incorporated, I think, aloe vera into the lemon ginger glass. And what else? That was like the staples as far as juicing. I think it was the liver detox and the lemon ginger glass. And I mean, I'm sure he drank other stuff too, but this was and then he did a lot of herbal therapy, which I'm gonna start getting into. I'm gonna start sourcing some super high quality herbs so that I can help my body assist it in detoxifying and eliminating everything and regenerating every single one of my organs. Because I truly believe that if you live this way with your diet, but not only your diet, your thoughts too have a big. I find it interesting that why do some people heal every single ailment they have on a raw food diet and some people don't? What I've seen, what I believe, and what I've seen, what I've experienced is because some of us, sometimes a lot of it is diet, but a lot of it can be emotional and trauma based. So if you have a lot of traumas that you experienced in your childhood and growing up, which I mean, who hasn't? Just some of us worse than others, and then some of us didn't know how to deal with it as good as others. Some people have trauma, but they learn how to deal with it. But if you have a lot of unresolved emotional issues, it doesn't matter how much of this stuff you eat, you're not gonna be able to heal completely. And if you do, you can do water fasting, but if you don't deal with those stuff, the water fasting will help you in a big way, and it'll even put it into remission. But if you don't deal with your emotional turmoil that's going on inside of you, guess what? As soon as you stop doing a hardcore water fasting, I guess you could say, or doing, digging down deep, the stuff will slowly start coming back. Because no matter how good your diet is, if you have a toxic mind and you have toxic emotions, that outdoes anything you can do as far as drinking all these good juices and water fasting. Because you gotta think about it, most people don't realize it. Maybe some of you guys do, but you're literally constantly inside your head thinking and reliving all your past traumas and all your past experiences. And whenever somebody upsets you, most of the time it's just because they trigger something from your past. So you're constantly reliving all those negative emotions and thoughts in your head, and that's constantly ongoing in your subconscious, and it's going on throughout the day, and it's even going on when you're sleeping. So that's more powerful. If you can't, I would say, to me, do all this juicing, but if you really can't afford it, because I hear some people say, oh, it's too expensive, I can't afford it. Well, guess what? Start with your mind, start with your heart, start with your soul. Because to be honest, that stuff is more powerful. If you can learn how to forgive every single person that ever hurt you, and learn that every single experience that happened to you, the good, the bad, and the ugly, was for the best. It was an experience for you to learn, grow, and evolve, and turn into a much stronger, more loving, more understanding, more compassionate individual. If you can come from that frame of thought, and you could just forgive everybody and let go of all anger, grief, resentment, jealousy, all those types of emotions, your body will make a sharp turnaround, and you will get healthier maybe than you've ever been. You know, that's so if you don't have the money to buy a nice whatever $800,000-$900,000 juicer or whatever, or even a few $100 juicer, then start with your mind, start with your heart, purify, start doing the inner work, and start letting go of our traumas, and start noticing your thoughts, and start noticing your emotions, and figuring out where that's coming from, and start realizing like, whoa, like I thought it was because of this, but no, it's because of this that happened in my childhood, and that's why that triggered me, and that's why that made me upset, whatever, you know. That's like that's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It only costs, I guess, you gotta relive it, or you gotta really analyze it, and you gotta really go within, and that can be very painful, but it's free. So no excuses. If you don't have money, even though I'll always recommend you juice and do raw living organic culture foods and nuts and seeds and yogurts and fruits, and I'll always recommend that, and taking enzymes and probiotics and herbs and all that stuff. But if you don't have the money to do any of that, then just start with your mind. Start with your mind. Go outside. Go out in nature. Be barefooted for as long as you can. Do deep breathing exercises. That doesn't cost you anything either. And that's a very powerful way to stimulate your lymphatic system, and to clean and purify. So once you understand the lymphatic system, and once you realize that if you do the work, whether it be rebounding or breath work or swimming, and you stimulate your lymphatic system, and you manage to push out all the toxins out of your lymphatic system, that is going to make for you to have really clean blood. And when you have really clean blood, guess what happens? You feel better than you've ever felt. You feel amazing, and you're happy all the time, and you're joyful, and you just have this love for life that it's really hard to explain. And I got there once, but then I lost sight of all that because of a lot of things that happened in my life, and I started dwelling on things, circumstances that I didn't like. So I got to a really high point in my health where I was constantly happy, and I was feeling better than I've ever felt. But because of whatever circumstances that came in my life, and people that came into my life that I had to deal with, that really pushed my buttons. But I'm thankful for them, because it revealed a lot of my weaknesses, and that's allowing me to cultivate myself and to make myself a much stronger, more loving individual, and to see the areas where I need to grow, and to see where my traumas are at, so that I can heal them and go to the next level. But when I did experience that, it was awesome. It was amazing. You wake up happy, and you're always happy, and you just feel this joy inside of you, and this happiness and this gratitude that I can't even explain, but it's amazing. So if you want to experience that kind of life, do this. Do the juicing. Start eating raw living culture foods, and start eating salads, and start learning how to prepare your foods and eat it in a way that's going to feed and nourish every single one of your cells. And not only that, it's going to feed your microbiome, and it's going to nourish your microbiome, and that's going to boost your immune system, and it's going to allow you to be healthy and never get sick. So when you learn how to do all that, and then you can do so. Either some people start with juice fasting, which I guess it's a good thing if you start with a juice fast, but some people aren't ready. So I mean, if you're ready for that, to just like go start your raw living culture foods on a juice fast, go for it. Go for it as long as you have to cleanse, heal, and regenerate yourself, and push out all the mucoid plaque out of your intestinal tract, and just clean your body out. So if you're able to do that, go for it. Hit it hard. And then what I would do, because I don't believe the process stops there to truly be like a 100% kill cancer and regenerate it. So, after you mastered the juice fasting and you really assisted your body in eliminating a lot of mucoid plaque and cleaning out your intestines, then you start rebuilding your microbiome, and you keep eating raw lean foods. And then after you do that, after a period, which you're still going to juice, but juice fasting is basically just nothing but juice, and you keep juicing and you rebuild your body and your microbiome, then you'll be ready for a water fast. And then once you start water fasting, that's gonna cleanse, heal, and regenerate you on a level that nothing else can do. No eating or drinking of raw living foods, it can outdo the water fasting, because unfortunately our world is super duper toxic. Like, I mean, it's crazy how much toxins is out there. So yes, I totally support juice fasting, but when you're been exposed to all the chemicals and toxins that we have been exposed to, and all the traumas and all the bad food, and not being grounded, not being in nature, not breathing properly, you cannot. I haven't seen it that you can get rid of. Well, you might be able to put all your diseases into remission, but when you put their blood under the microscope, like a lot of people think they're healthy, and some of them are pretty healthy, but if you put their blood under the microscope, you'll find and see that they still have room to improve, and a lot of them still have undigested proteins in their bloodstream. They have undigested carbohydrates in their bloodstream. They have undigested fats in their bloodstream, and they still have more pathogenic microorganisms than are beneficial to us. And one of the big reasons why that happens is because we've been living a very unnatural life, and we all come from 99% of us come from an unconventional lifestyle. Well, I mean, a conventional lifestyle where we've been eating a bunch of garbage that we shouldn't be eating. We're eating a bunch of processed stuff that we were never designed or intended to eat. So it takes some work. It takes some willpower. And some people might say discipline, for the other people it's not. Like for me, I've been doing this for over 9 years now. I mean, I don't really do this out of discipline. I do it because God told me to do it, and I truly believe that this is the way that He intended for us to live. So that's why I keep doing it, because I was instructed to do it, and I can't even explain it. It was like literally like God spoke to me and told me to do it, and I just took it on. I took it on, and I never looked back. And it's been 9 years, and yeah, there's been ups and downs, but I've never, in those 9.5, yeah, it's already 9.5 years, I've been consistently, I stayed raw 100% of the time, and I never had some steamed vegetables or nothing like that, which there's nothing per se wrong with it. It doesn't serve you, but it's not like, oh, it's a sin, Or I guess it depends on the way you define sin, But it just doesn't serve you, and it hurts your body, in my humble opinion. So I got the red dandelion from the farmer's market. So I like using green, but they said they had red, and they said red is more heirloom, so I guess anytime you have more heirloom is better. The only thing is that a lot of times the heirloom stuff is a little more bitter. So it just depends, on what you're used to. So today I got up at 3 in the morning, and then I drove basically, I drove like 4 hours to get to the farmer's market. It takes about 4 hours because I had to drop off a couple people on my way there. So, but yeah, it's crazy. I'm on my second full day and working to my third day of the water fast, and I have the energy to get up at 3 in the morning go all the way to the Hollywood Farmers Market, and then made a couple more stops to get the rest of the stuff, because a lot of times actually, they don't have everything that I need at the farmers market. So I'll stop at like Clark's or Whole Foods, and get the rest of the stuff that I need. So, you know, it's crazy that 3 in the morning, right now it's 3:34, so 3:24. So I've been up for almost 12 and a half hours, and I haven't had nothing to eat in over 2 days, and I'm still going strong. So when I first started water fasting, just in case you guys start to get into this, from what I've noticed from my experience, when you first start, because most of us are running pretty, you know, a lot of toxins in our body, and our pH is way too low, and whatever it may be, way too many pathogenic microorganisms, and this and that, whatever, you know, to not enough vitamins and minerals in your body and your bloodstream. When you first start water fasting, a lot of people basically they can't do nothing, because they just like their body goes into shock, and their body's so toxic, and they're so overloaded with pathogenic microorganisms that they don't have no energy to do nothing, you know. And if you embark on this journey on cleansing, healing, and regenerating every single one of your cells, you're gonna kind of find out that once, you know, the cleaner your body gets, and the less toxins you have in your body, the less pathogenic microorganisms that you have. When you water fast, it gets easier and easier, and you have tons of energy to run about your day and run all kinds of errands, and you could drive. I drove today 8 hours, you know, and ran errands, and I just started juicing, and I'll probably be juicing for a few hours to have a bunch of juice for the next few days. I'm gonna be juicing, and then I'll make almond coconut milk for my gorilla milk, because I'm gonna be making gorilla milk, and then I'll also be making pine nut yogurt, so I can have that throughout the week. That stuff is delicious. I got a nice fat bunch of chives from the farmers market, and I'm gonna culture the pine nuts, and I'm gonna cut up those chives and throw it in there, and man, it's off the hook. I love it. You can even throw dill in there too. I have dill, but I think I'm gonna throw it all into my lemon ginger blast, because dill is a very powerful herb. It's super high in antioxidants, and it's good for, you know, clearing up mucus. So I'm gonna throw it into my green juice. But you could also use that, you know, to make your dressings. To make like a ranch dressing, you could put dill in there. And I really love using chives into my yogurts to make like dressings. So the possibilities are endless, like I said, endless. So I'm just so happy and thankful to the one that created us all for putting me on this path. And even though I had my ups and downs, I've learned through all that process, and I've really grown, and I really expanded my consciousness, and I understand things that I wasn't able to understand before. And now I live my life the way I live it is 180 difference from what I used to live. I used to be heavily into eating animals, and I honestly, if you would have told me before all this happened that I was gonna go from a conventional lifestyle of eating all kinds of animals and just cheese and all kinds of cooked food, and to not even touch cooked food, and not even want to touch cooked food, and just live my life this way, I would have told you you're crazy. In fact, I remember my brother told me once, I guess there was this one show, I don't remember the name of it. So this show was, I think it was a couple that were out in the wilderness, and they're naked and stuff, and they would be walking through nature barefooted, and he said that, I said, man, that guy's stupid. Why is he walking around barefooted? Like, that's dumb. Like, you know, that's the kind of mind frame that I came from. That's where I came from. And I came from thinking that, oh my God, you need to keep constantly eating protein, and you need to have, you know, protein at every meal, and you need to have so much protein to be able to build muscle and to be strong and healthy. But little did I know that in the process of me eating all that conventional chicken and fish full of hormones and pesticides and whatever, heavy metals. They say chicken's really heavy in arsenic, I believe, because they put it in their feed so they'll get fatter faster. So in the process of me thinking that I was doing something good for myself, I basically destroyed my health like hardcore. So, but I'm thankful that I did that, because now that gave me the experience of working my way back and healing and cleansing and regenerating my body from head to toe, and just learning how to go from basically my kidneys were shot, my liver was shot, my intestines were, forget about it, they were shot. You can imagine eating up to 5 pounds of chicken a day. And then before that, I've always been an overeater. Even to this day, I feel like I still overeat. But at least now it's raw living culture food. But it's still something that I'm working on. I'm not claiming to be perfect by any means, especially when I water fast for 3 days and I only eat for 4 days, and this is the 11th consecutive week that I've done that. Yeah, I'm gonna eat a little more than I usually do. And so yeah, coming from that conventional lifestyle, and then before that it was all kinds of pastries. I mean, I was the king of eating pastries. I could eat a whole tray of cookies, no problem. For me, actually, for a long time, my dinner was a whole pizza, a whole tray of cookies, and at least a liter of Coca-Cola. If not more, it was more like closer to like a liter and a half of Coca-Cola. That was my dinner for a long time. And then breakfast was McDonald's and Monsters and McDonald's for lunch again, and those. Then I started drinking those sweet tea drinks that I thought were healthy, but then kind of find out that they're loaded with sugar. I remember one day I thought I was doing something good for me, better than drinking soda or drinking a Monster. And then I look at the back of the label, and because I would buy the big one, the big sweet tea. It had like 100 grams of sugar. I was like, what the? 100 grams? That's crazy. Like, how the heck do they, how do we as a people think that stuff is healthy when you're consuming 100 grams of sugar, And I'm the type of person that whenever I eat or drink something, I just chug it. So I'm like chugging 100 grams of sugar, basically going like, shooting 100 grams of sugar into my bloodstream. And then wondering why I always constantly felt so tired and lethargic, and no matter how much sleep I got, I never felt rested. So when I was on a heavy animal protein diet, for me that did not work at all. I was constantly very fatigued, and it didn't matter if I slept 12 hours a day. I went to sleep feeling like shit, and I woke up feeling like shit. So that was for me, that was my experience, Maybe if I would have ate very moderately animal protein, I could have done better. But I'm thankful that I for my experiences, because what I learned, and it allowed me to go on a certain path and to acquire certain knowledge. And I'm thankful that I did overeat all that stuff like that, because if not, then I wouldn't have felt so bad, and then I wouldn't have embarked on this journey of healing, cleansing, and regenerating every single one of my cells and organs. So I'm glad that I did eat those crazy amounts of animals, because it allowed me to embark on this beautiful journey of finding solutions to my problems and just dealing with a lot of my issues. And I've been pretty good about the diet, but I just recently started really working a lot harder on my emotions and my feelings and my state of mind and my thoughts. That was my weak area. Like water fasting, juice fasting, and eating 100% raw eating foods, for me, honestly, it's not difficult at all. It's pretty easy, actually. And for me, water fasting is not hard at all. Even though, like, when I did twice I did 40 days on water. But when I did the 40 days on waters, I did consume enzymes and a little bit of probiotics. But other than that, it was just water. So when I did that, it wasn't as difficult as I thought, because when you believe something in your mind that is possible, and I truly believed it. I truly believed it, that I could go 40 days without eating. There was no ands or buts in my mind. So that kind of like, that in itself made it easy for me to do it, in the sense that I knew that I could accomplish it. But it was difficult because my body was so toxic and so full of, pathogenic microorganisms, and also depleted of vitamins and minerals, and I was so full of mucus and mucoid plaque that part made it hard, because my body really rebelled against me, and I was basically lethargic the whole time, the whole time, because I was coming from a very conventional lifestyle, and my body had just taken a major hit throughout my life. But I still, honestly, it wasn't that difficult. Just the only part that sucked was that I didn't really have any energy to do anything. But I never once thought, like, you know what, I feel like crap, so I'm gonna quit. Like, that never ever crossed my mind, because when I embarked on doing my first 40-day water fast, I really wanted to do it, and I really believed that I could do it. So in my mind, there was no ands or buts about it that I would do it. Although I will say that I did it unsupervised, but I wouldn't recommend it for a lot of people, because you can, if you don't know what you're doing, and you don't prepare properly, you could die, So I would go to a place where they do supervised water fasting. And one of the ways that I prepared for the water fasting was just doing a bunch of juices. I would drink a limited ginger blast in the morning, and I would take 10 pure zymes and 10 herbal bloods and 10 MSMs capsules. And then in the evening, I would also have another. So that was at 1 quart of limited ginger blast, and then in the evening I would have another quart of limited ginger blast, and the same thing: 10 pure zymes, 10 herbal blood, and 10 MSMs. So when you take the pure zymes, they're very powerful enzymes, and they have the ability to break down putrefied proteins. They have the ability to break down fermented carbohydrates, and they have the ability to break down rancid fats and gobble. They basically eat at them away, and they make it so that your body can eliminate them. And they also get rid of amyloid plaque and mineral plaquing, fat plaquing, and all that stuff. So a bunch. There's just so much stuff that it does. So when you learn to take on an empty stomach and drink it with a juice, your enzymes, it really accelerates the healing cleansing process of your body, and it really allows you to clean yourself out, clean your cells, and just have squeaky clean blood. And because our food has for many decades now been running enzyme, mineral, and vitamin deficient. They say up to 80%, but shoot, I would say they say anywhere from 30 to 80%, but I doubt it's 30%. That seems kind of, because our soil has been abused for many decades, and we've been basically bombing it with chemicals, and we haven't been letting it rest, and we haven't been doing proper composting, and blah blah blah. Our unfortunately to say that our soils are very depleted. Even if you go to the farmer's market and you get stuff in the farmer's market, it's still depleted. So that's one of the reasons why I take enzymes on an empty stomach, and I take enzymes with my meals, because our food is running anywhere from 30 to 80% enzyme, mineral, and vitamin deficient. So if you really want to do your body a favor and relieve the pressure and the stress on your pancreas, and allow your body to digest, utilize, assimilate, and eliminate everything you eat, it's a really wise move to take enzymes. And I like taking the enzymes from Pyridine, because Lou and his family been in the game forever, and they got the best stuff out there. And the quality and integrity of that company, and the they basically test every single batch, you know. And when you're organic, I think you only have to test 1 out of 20, and they test it not only on the way in but on the way out. So they want to make sure that they're giving you the cleanest, the best product they can possibly give you, because they love so much humanity. And they want to empower you guys, and they want you guys to be healthy and live strong, vibrant lives as we were intended to in the beginning. So their stuff has no fillers, and it's super potent stuff. Their enzymes are pharmaceutical grade, and they're at the cheapest price that I've seen for what they're giving you. And their cofactors are whole foods; they're not synthetic. You want whole foods. Whenever you take any vitamins or minerals or whatever, you want them to be from a whole food, basically derived from whole foods. Because if they're not, then they're not. It's not. Your body knows the difference between something derived out of petroleum or whatever chemicals versus a plant. God designed our body to absorb from plants, not from petrochemicals. So I'm almost done here. I want to thank you guys for watching, for taking time out of your day to watch me rant and watch me do this liver detox drink. This drink is very powerful, and it will clean your liver and help it regenerate. I mean, at the end of the day, it's your body that's going to do the healing, but this just gives your body the right conditions for it to heal. For it to heal. Oh, it's gonna start dripping. For it to heal completely. So this thing got stuck, so I gotta start. I hit it against the palm of my hand so the juice could come out. So yeah, so I guess if you're suffering from any disease or ailment, I would highly encourage you to start juicing, because the juices are gonna bring oxygen into your body. They're gonna alkalize it. They're gonna detoxify it, and they're gonna hydrate it. And anytime you have any type of disease, your body's oxygen deprived, your body's too acidic, and your body's dehydrated, and it's toxic. So when you drink juices and you got all that going on, and then these juices are naturally high in hydrogen, so that will really help your body get to a whole nother level. So for this video, I'm done. I'll be back shortly to make I'm gonna make the lemon ginger blast. That one might be a little longer though, because there's more stuff, and I gotta make the gorilla milk too, and some pine nut yogurt. So like I said, I'll be in here for probably a few more hours, and it's just crazy I couldn't fathom before my body was so out of this harmony that I had to eat every 2 or 3 hours and eat high volumes, and now I'm almost 3 days in and I'm doing fine, and drove 8 hours and went shopping, and now I'm going to be in the kitchen for a few hours, and I'll probably end up going to sleep late. So our potential as human beings is much higher than we are led to believe, and we are capable of far more than we know and than we understand. So I would highly encourage you to evolve and strive to better yourself, because you definitely have more potential. We all have more potential than we live up to. Thank you guys for watching.